Well, so are we as the Seahawks get set to match up with Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Check 55, Mike. Too little, Jack. You got tank. You got tank. You got tank right there. Check.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Well, the Bengals and Seahawks meeting here in Week 1, and this is a combination that we haven't seen that often on the turf. If you look back to when the franchises began facing each other all the way back in 1977. But since then, just 20 meetings between the two teams. And the Bengals have won 11 of them, including the last meeting back in October of 2015. On second down, Mixon. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Throw from Dalton, taken in by Eifert. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. They'll run on first down. Mixon, and no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
On second and 9, Dalton. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
Check curls, check curls, check curls. 49, check 49, check 49, check 52.
Now it's Mixon running right. And some Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. And the Seahawks have recovered. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, first and 10 at their own 18. Here's the second-year man from San Diego State, Rashad Penny. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brings up second and 11 at the 17-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. It was Nick Vigil there on the stop.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
Here's Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Fourth down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. The Bengals drive about to get going. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. He'll have a first down and more past the 20. And all the way up to the 45-yard line. A big pickup of 38.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel. He's crashing. He's checking crack.
This is Mixon. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. Know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Dalton's pass complete to Green. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Green last year had the lowest numbers of his career output-wise, 694 yards, 6 touchdowns. But, of course, there was a reason for that. He was battling a toe injury the second half of the season. And, boy, did the Bengals miss his presence. They limped to the finish line, losing 7 of their last 8. They are happy to have him back and healthy.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beef eaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And, yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That, too.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. From the gun, it's Wilson. That'll be caught by the rookie. It's Gary Jennings Jr. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Wilson. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. The rookie DK Metcalf, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play.
Hey, 96 is coming.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you got to start looking not just at play calling, But which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done? Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
No score after one on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Now on 2nd and 13, Dalton. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. 3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it, and it brings up 4th down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Returnable for Lockett. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do?
That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. So with the pass being completed, they'll go ahead and take that instead.
Nothing extra to be gained. Pass interference at the spot, completed the pass. That was your play. So it might as well have not even had the penalty.
Check 26, check 20. Hey, alert.
On 1st down, Carson. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person that's on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there was another 1st down.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Will Dissly there to make the grab as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Check 13. Check 13. Check. Lucky.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he's got room. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They'll run on first down. Mixon, and only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
From the 30 on second down, Dalton. His throw caught at about the 5. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A gain of 28 yards there, and give him a first down. Here's a run with Mixon, and he bowls his way into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's a big play there for Seattle. 48 yards. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Throwing again. Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Wilson will throw again. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
Yeah, at the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Another try for Penny. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. That drive took him inside to 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Mixon. And he's got some space here. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. Bullock good on the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
Especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Wilson now. Going to throw again. Out to the right. He gets it to Lockett. 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. They erased that deficit pretty quickly, did they not? A 2-play drive.
What do we call that? Short-lived?
Very.
Very short-lived. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone and back out in front. We always talk about drives, don't we? Does 2 plays count as a drive?
Not really, but that second play was so good. I don't care what we call it. It was enjoyable to watch.
At their own 30-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. We're down 3, under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive.
And he loses the football the second time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny 37 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now Myers for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
So I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
2nd and 5 now. Dalton. That's complete to John Ross. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Dalton. Throw left side complete to Ross. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Hey, box top. Go. Go.
Dalton, 1st and 10. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff...
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Getting the sack, the big D tackle, Geno Atkins. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
52. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to go. Let's keep moving.
Now Wilson. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Geno Atkins able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Hauled in left side here by Jennings. The 40. He's at the 30, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
2 by 2. Move. 368. Topper.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
All day, baby, all day. Here you go, 368. Hey, Charlie.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
You draw quarter. Hey,
and Dalton to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
44. Here you go. Check right 54. Right 54. Heavy. Check 4.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Dalton. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's 4th down. Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny, and he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? Right? 300, that means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now, throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Get him, boy! Get him, boy!
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard.
Here we go again. Here we go again.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Throw left side complete. It's Jennings. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Kill, kill, kill.
Check.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up.
Block that.
Kill.
Wilson now to throw on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Preston Brown, there to knock that one away.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was third and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with third and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They got
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, that was an interesting little chess match there because the offense went empty set. No running backs in the backfield, so they're trying to get people out into a route pretty quickly. But guess what? The defense sees that. They go ahead and move themselves into a blitzing situation and come right after the quarterback. They had more guys there than they could block.
And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14. So they are going for it. Now Dalton. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
A gain of 21 yards. And a Bengal first down.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Strip that ball.
So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Just like that. Just like that.
Now Joe Mixon. And an alley to run. There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns as they are able to cut into that lead. So a big play coming up for the Bengals as they'll indeed go for 2. So Dalton now. And Green with a catch left side. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but it's still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. This is Carson. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. 3rd and 2, now Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. The sack by Jordan Willis.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pulled in at the 24. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Excellent field position after the face mask penalty. 1st and 10 out near midfield. On 1st down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down.
Brings up 2nd and 9. At their 40.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. They'll try on 4th. Here's Dalton, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 32, and he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now Rashad Penny. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball.
This is caught inside the 15. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it 2nd and goal now as they look for that final dagger. They run again with Carson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bengals take over first and 10.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll run with Mixon, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Here comes the ball. See you, boy.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Dalton now to pass. He finds Ross right side. It's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross, 32 yards. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least 1 play. And this is going to be taken in by the Seahawks. And it would appear they're on their way to victory. And now the rookie's free. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead is up to 15 now. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40.
At their own 38-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. So the victory here for Seattle. And partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. And now I'm listening to you. So for the Seahawks, that'll be a happy locker room as they start the season 1-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.